Welcome back, everyone, to our Making It Fun gameplay series here in NASCAR Heat 3. So we just had a thrilling finale at Eldora where we came home second in the championship and fourth overall in the race. So overall, a very fun race. We ran a full-length 100-lap race, and I had a blast in it. It's unfortunate we were only able to finish fourth. I would have liked to have been able to get a little bit higher and had a chance to run for the championship, but again, as long as we're having a lot of fun and you guys have an opportunity to learn, as well as me, just what sort of settings and strength of car seems to work well against the AI to make you as strong as you want to be, whether that's victories, top fives, tens, and so on. That's the main goal, is to have fun and to also to learn as much as we can about these settings. So now it's time to move into our next season, and that's what our agent is asking about. We need to know which series you plan on racing this year. Well, due to the last patch, we can actually run both of them. But my goal here is to run, of course, all of the Camping World Truck Series races, or at least most of them. We might skip around a little bit and simulate a few races here and there if we need to along the way. But I also want to participate in the Xtreme Dirt Tour, but not as a driver, but rather as an owner. We're going to be simulating near all and probably all of those races, unless I change my mind and decide to run one here or there. So we're going to choose participate, and you can see this is what options the game gives you. At the beginning of each season, you'll have this, and as we move up into Xfinity and then finally Cup, you'll have the option to run or skip whichever of these series that you want, and you can make that decision each year. So I really like that option. So let's go ahead and accept that. All right, do we want to race in the truck series on someone else's team or on our own? Of course, we know the answer to that. We want to start our own team. So we'll select that option as well. Okay, so we want to be in control of our own destiny. There's a few things we need to figure out before you can start racing your own team. First, we need to register a name and a logo for $2,000. Okay, no problem. We've been saving up money as much as we could. And so I think I'm going to stick with the Steel Forge. None of these really just jump out at me as great names that I would really, really like to be able to name my own team. But since we can't do that, we'll stick with Steel Forge. Okay, so he's found us some sponsorship for this season. And for right now, it won't matter what position we're in since we're a brand new team in the division. So let's go ahead and take a look and just sort of talk our way through these. I am more inclined to get the per race payout, but we'll see how it all works. So it turns out that our best option is going to go with Fitzgerald here, the Fitzgerald glider kits. And that is going to put us in a Toyota. So you do get the option to, if you want to go with Earth Water, that would be in a Ford truck. Sobriety Nation is a Chevy, and then finally the Toyota for Fitzgerald. So this is where, as part of the update, they've given you the option to choose a little bit more about how you want to go. The unfortunate part is, I would actually prefer to see it that all three of the money offers were the same and just let you pick whichever manufacturer that you want. But in this case, we're going to choose Fitzgerald. We're going to sign them. Now we need to buy a car. All this looks familiar because we did this same exact thing with the dirt cars. So we're going to start out with a speedway car, even though the first race of the season is going to be a super speedway car. We're going to have to see how all the cost works its way through before we get really aggressive about spending money on a bunch of chassis. Because $40,000 is a lot of money. And of course, it's only going to get more expensive from here. So we're going to choose Speedway. Now we need to hire some more employees. Now we do not have the same employees, even though you'll see some familiar faces in here, particularly with the first one here. You'll see some familiar faces, but these are totally different employees from team to team and series to series. So we're going to start out, well, Stella, you're going to be with us. All right, we're ready to make no more changes. We'll take a look at our car, but I'm probably not going to be making any changes here. You can see we don't have a whole lot that we can do with this, which is unfortunate. We don't have, I mean, you can't really go a bunch of paint schemes and all that. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and it's entirely possible that we will come back and revisit this later on, but I'm perfectly fine with that here at the beginning. So let's go ahead and get some work started, he says. I don't really want to do that yet because I want to come out and hire another employee for one thing. And we'll hire Andrew since he is fresh and doesn't have any of the stats like some of these other guys already do. Okay, so both of them start out with a 1 in engine. We're not going to worry about that. Andrew, you're going to be my engine guy. Let's see how much it costs in order to train these skills. We have 182,000 and okay, so 200. Okay, so it's not costing a whole lot here at the beginning. So let's go ahead and get 10 for now. We'll get him to 10. And Stella, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, keeping an eye on our money. We're down to just under 150. So now let's back out. Of course, we can't hire any more employees. We can try, and we get this message that we can't hire anymore. We need to expand and buy another car before we can do that, which we will certainly get to in the future under purchase chassis. But now let's go under improve equipment. And we're going to start out by, let's see. Okay, so this is going to cost us 11 grand, and then suspension, another 11 grand, a little over 11 grand, for a total of 22,500. Okay, that's also very good. So now that means we have a max of 80 in all of those. I'm trying to calculate in my head just how aggressive I want to be right now. Let's see. What if I go, let's go ahead and get up to 85 with both of these, and let's see what we can do about training employees. You can see this starts to get really expensive. All right, I think, okay, we're not going to quite have enough money to get there. So let's back off a little bit and go 13. Now, keep in mind, we're going to need money as the season goes along for our dirt team as well, because when we're simulating these races, our finishing position and thus the points and the money we get will be determined by the strength of our car. So we're going to want our car much more upgraded than what we've been running it in the past. So let's now move over to Stella. But for right now, we're totally focused. And okay, we're going to have just enough money to get her to 13 as well. Excellent. That's what I was hoping for. So we come down to only $4,300 left. But let's get into our work plan. And you can see our upcoming tracks. We're going to go super speedway for the opening race at Daytona. Atlanta's a speedway, and then Vegas is a speedway, and of course we have a speedway chassis. So Daytona is going to be a bit off for us at best, but that's just the way things work here at the beginning of the season, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So we're going to start out with engine, and of course Andrew's our engine guy. And then suspension is Stella. She was our aero person on the other team, so her twin sister is a suspension person on our truck team. All right, I think we've done all the damage we can do here. Let's go ahead and start that work plan. And you notice that puts us at 83, 70, and 83. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to actually use that full strength of the car at Daytona because it's not the correct chassis. But we'll see how that penalty works here in just a moment. Let me know if you want to race in the Dirt Series team or your own. So it's given us the option here as well. We could continue with our own team, which is what we're going to do, or we could decide we want to race with a different team. In this case, we're going to stick with our own team. Okay, now we get to look at sponsorships once again. Now you notice here there are no options here for manufacturer, because this is not a real NASCAR series, so they didn't get into that. We're going to go with Durham Racing Engines, and we're going to get a little bit more money than we got last season. Okay. Racing on our own team again, question mark. Really? So it's almost like he's saying, are you sure you want to go through this again? But the answer, of course, is yes. We most definitely want to go through this again. Okay, let's look over our car. And I'm not going to be changing the look of our car. In fact, we probably won't even see this car during the season. Very much, if any. Okay, now we need to assign some people for this particular car. So we got a short track coming up at Charlotte. So let's go ahead and start out with our short track car. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of money. So one of the things we're going to be doing going forward, I think we've got plenty of chassis. I don't think we really need any more of those. But something we're going to be doing is we're going to want to improve our equipment. And you can see it's going to take a little bit of money to get us there. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this engine upgrade. That'll get us to 90s across the board. And then we'll just have to work on our employees. And that we'll train them until we can get to 90s across the board. At least work our way toward that as the season goes on. Okay, let's move over. Let's see. All right, we can't train any more in engine. 15 is the max we can do there. Let's see. Aero. And then we've got our suspension guys. Let's see what we would need to keep going on suspension. Okay, not bad. Another 14,000 and we can do some good work there. Let's see. Okay, so we can get Hector up to 12 on the suspension, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now we don't have a whole lot more, but what I'm going to do now, I think, let's see. Actually, I might hold off on this because I have to decide, do we want to get another engine guy? And I'm thinking the answer is going to be yes to that. And then do we want another aero? Do we want more suspension? I think we've got enough suspension guys, so I think we're going to do one engine and one aero. So let's see if we have any money to get much done. Oh, wow, we do. Wow, I never would have guessed we had enough to get all the way up to 7 on engine. So we'll certainly take that. That is excellent. And what that's going to do is if we get 2 employees each at 15, then that will take us from 70 all the way to 100. So that's our ultimate goal in the Dirt Series. So now we can come in. We've spent all of our money. We are down to 0 money at this point. And let's fully upgrade as much as we can anyway for this first week. Okay, and then suspension. Let's see. Well, we'll go with the lower number here since we're not, either one of these will put us over the max. So we're not going to worry about that. So we'll have 85, 82, and 90. So not bad for the first race. And now we'll move over to the next track is actually a short track as well. So really we can't do a whole lot with it. But Bristol will be next on a normal chassis. So we'll go ahead and work on that with the employees we have left. So we'll put Jake, not from State Farm, Jake from Steel Forge Racing, and we'll put him on engine, and then Andrew will be on the suspension. And then we don't have an aero person, not just yet. We don't have enough money to train Wendy just yet, but I like this. This is looking good. And let's go ahead and start that work. All right, and we're in good shape. That should be a pretty good short track car. It's not going to get us a great finish, but we're working on that. So let's go ahead and back out. Let's get the season started. I agree. Let's do just that.
Welcome to the Camping World Truck Series.
Welcome to the Camping World Truck
I'm
Series.
Ben Kennedy. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida, and I'm the GM of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. In the Truck Series, you'll be racing some of the best competitors at some of the biggest racetracks. So what makes the Truck Series special is you go to all sorts of different tracks that the Cup guys race on. You get a variety of tracks while also keeping the personality of the Truck Series and its rough and tumble nature. The biggest thing I learned was my competitors and how to race them at the end of the day. Be aggressive those first 2 to 3 laps, but also maintain your equipment so you can make it through all the stages.
Let's go racing.
Let's go racing indeed. Now, Ben Kennedy, very good truck driver. He's moved on to the family business now and working in the front offices of NASCAR. But yeah, very good driver. All right, looks like we got another message from him.
Congratulations on making it to the Truck Series. You did great out there on dirt. In the Truck Series, you're going to see a different type of racing. It's going to be a little more competitive, and you're going to go to different tracks and venues along the way. But don't worry, I'll be there to help you out.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Ben. You know the drill. Drive fast, but don't forget to have fun out there. You got it. So our agent giving us those words of encouragement. So now we are ready to prepare for Daytona. Now, we've already done the work that we can do right now. So we're going to click on Next Race. And let's see. Our incentive contract for Daytona, Atlanta, and Vegas. Now, I have no idea how well we're going to do. So I certainly don't expect any top 15s right now. So we'll just take the 2100, I think, for now. And then we'll sort of gauge it after the first 3 races and see where we are. Okay, so looks like we're ready. Look at that purse. This is, everything gets much more expensive when you get to trucks, and then the same thing will happen in Xfinity and Cup. So the expenses go up, but thankfully, our income also has a great opportunity to go up as well, as long as we're finishing good. So let's go ahead and let's head to the race. Now we get a chance to see the penalty from having a mismatched car chassis for this particular track. So you can see we're going to be down to a 77, 70, and 77, which is fine. That's certainly no problem. That's what I expected coming into this race, but as the season goes on and we earn some money, we'll purchase another chassis and then we'll get things rolling. So we'll go ahead and accept that, and let's head to Daytona. All right, here we go. Night racing at Daytona, our first real truck race. I'm not going to really count those hot seat offers very much because now we're doing it for real in our own team, and this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be running a 50% race here, and I'm looking forward to later on in the series maybe running some 100% races, and we're going to be running stage racing, so 3 stages during the race, and let's see how this works out. So we know we're going to be really down on performance compared to our competitors. We qualified right at the back of the field, about 2 seconds off the pole. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to have to try to stay in the draft and do the best we can to keep touch and then make up any positions that we can. All right, the AI, well, at least they're not killing us on the start, getting up to speed. So I know it says our goal position is 22nd, but really I don't have a goal position. I just want to get whatever we can get, and we'll just sort of see how this goes.
Stay low, careful, still there.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to some longer races.
Still there.
We'll start out right here at 50%, but I really want to move into some 100% races whenever possible.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Still there. Top lane straight.
All right, so far so good. I've got plenty of speed to keep track of these guys and really stay with them. We're going to try to push Mike Snyder a little bit here. You can see in this first stage only 9 laps. So that's a little aggravating to me, but again, we'll work our way through it.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Let's see if we can get under Snyder. Do we have enough engine to stay here? It doesn't look like it. He's going to pull right back down in front of us.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, looks like they slowed down a little bit in front of him, so that's going to give us an opportunity to squeeze in here. So the question is, can we make up enough spots in this first stage to actually get some stage points? That would be awesome, because we need all the points we can get. I'm extremely excited. If you can't tell from my voice, I am extremely excited to get started in the truck series, the big three NASCAR series.
Still there.
Because I think we've got a lot of adjustability in the strength of our car, and I think over time we're going to have the opportunity to have some really great racing with the AI. That's what we're hoping for. That's the goal. Ooh, Joe Nemechek really didn't want to give us a whole lot of room there, but I stayed in it.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, we did not get a good run off that corner,
Careful. Still there.
so I'm going to try to tuck back in line here.
Careful now. Still there.
Unfortunately, we caught the truck in front of us at a bad spot coming off the corner, and I had to back out when I had a herd of steam. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can pass some of these cars on the outside lane.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. 5 to go. You got this.
All right, 5 more laps to go in this particular stage.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Still there.
The truck is handling just fine.
Stay low.
I'm using the setup that I posted on the channel with a few adjustments because it is nowhere near as strong as a fully upgraded car.
Still there.
But other than that, it's the same thing that I posted on the channel. And that's because what I post on the channel are actually the setups that I like to run.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Still there.
All right, so we're about halfway through the stage here, and I like where we're at. We are very close to a top 10,
Careful now. Still there.
which is surprising to me. It's just that's the beauty of the draft. Ooh, I wish he would slide up just a little bit, give me room here. I don't think we're going to have the speed to do it. No, we are not.
Car there is on the outside.
And unfortunately, we're caught 3 wide right now.
Outside.
So I'm just going to have to take my medicine for a moment.
Car up top. Up top. Got a car high now. Stay low. Still there.
All right, so we're falling back a little bit now. I just don't have the speed unless I'm tucked in right behind another truck. Having only a 77 on engine power is not doing us any favors right now.
Still there. Top lane free here. Use it
All right,
if you need it.
having to run partial throttle through the corner behind Kligerman. I'd love to pull out and try to pass him, but can't do it. Wow, he decided to go to the high side. I was trying to push him so we could try to gain some positions together, but apparently he had other ideas, such as getting in that outside lane.
All clear.
All right, we are coming with a nice head of steam here. I'm going to try to get some spots. I mean, we're coming up on the end of this stage, so I'm going to do everything I can to try to get
Still there.
stage points, but if we don't, then we'll have a caution coming, and we'll be able to reset and start fresh in stage 2. So not a whole lot to lose right here, as long as we don't get ourselves
Still
involved
there.
in a wreck.
Careful. Still there.
All right, let's try to pull to the bottom.
One outside now.
Didn't have what we needed. That's okay.
Stay low. Stay low. Careful now. Still there. Stay on the bottom here for me. Still there.
All right, good run through the corner. We're holding our own through the corners. And was going to try to get that one truck who was coming up behind us to push. All right, Kligerman, let's go. Give him a little bit of a shove there. Oh, had to get out of the gas. I think somebody cut him off, actually. All right, so same thing here. I'm going to try to tuck in behind Kligerman and give him a push. As we're coming to the checkered flag for stage 1.
Careful now. Still there.
very close racing. Easy, Kligerman, easy. As he drifts his way up the track. Wow, right into, I thought he was 3 wide. He might have only been 2 wide, thankfully.
Nice driving that stage. No points.
All right, so
Good job.
17th place in our first stage. I like it. We didn't get any points, but we kind of knew that. No reason to pit here. So we're not going to pit. We'll press B and then advance. And that puts us in the lead. All right. This ought to be interesting.
All right, coming to the green.
Now, if we would have pitted, I think we would have probably come out last.
Car there's on the outside.
So we're certainly not in any danger of doing any worse by starting up front. And right now, we'll just see what we can do. Maybe we can hold on and get some stage points by staying out right here. And we'll probably come in and pit at the end of this stage. Simply because I don't know about the fuel. All right, let's see. Are we going to be able to hold these guys off? It looks like the answer is a resounding no, because here they come. 3 wide. Wow, what a run those guys got on the back straightaway. Yeah, they're going to easily blow by us. But again, if we can stay in the top 10,
Got one outside now.
we'll get at least some stage points. And we need all the points we can get.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Still there. Stay on the bottom here for me. All right, careful now. Still there.
All right, so we've got a good run on these guys. I'm going to have to back out of it, though. All right, Anderson, we're going to give him a little shove, see if we can't push him to the lead. And move ourselves into second. Now, if this would get
Careful. Still there.
a single file, that would really help us out.
Clear all around.
And right now, I'm going to try to push Anderson and keep the 2 of us out here. And then at the end, if we have anything for him speed-wise, then we'll try to get past him. But for right now, we've already seen we don't have a lot of speed to lead. So we're just going to bide our time back here and get what we can get. But so far, so good. I was very happy with stage 1 and our performance there. Better than I would have expected, given the shape of our car. But so far, so good. Ooh, way up the track for Anderson. At first, I thought maybe he was trying to block Crafton from coming through to the lead, but not sure what happened to him there. Crafton's coming up for the lead now, trying to get to my... He's at my quarter panel, my right rear. He's going to fall back into the corner. All right, once again, we're just going to try to keep this thing single file. I do not have enough speed to pull out and pass him right now. I'm going to need a big run if I'm going to do that. And we'll see if I can get that with the help of some of the guys behind. Yeah, just not enough
You got this.
to pull out and pass him. Right now I'm having to run the bottom to protect this bottom groove from the truck behind me. And I really wish that Anderson would stay in this bottom groove a lot more than he is. Because I need his draft a lot.
Car high. Careful now. Easy. Car there is on the outside. Outside.
All right, so that moves us back to 4th, which isn't bad. We're about halfway through the stage, so far so good.
Still there.
We got a nice run coming off the corner. Let's see if we can get to the inside of Crafton. Yes, we just barely made it. And now hopefully the draft of the leader will pull us up into second. If he will come down to the bottom with us in the corner. If he doesn't, then we're sunk. Because we don't have the speed to lead this pack right now. And to lead one of the lines. Can't unfortunately get up to the top. Nope, Crafton's not going to let me in. I don't blame him.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Outside,
You can see just how much speed we lose when we are not behind another truck.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Draw
But that won't always be the case. In the future, once we have a dedicated super speedway chassis at some point, and then we can actually get some upgrades done on this car, then we will be in much better shape to hold our own at these tracks. But for right now, I'm really enjoying being down on power and having to search out for draft.
All right, now you're clear.
All right, he said I was clear, but Anderson is really close, so I didn't want to chance it. No sense in risking a wreck right there. If that were the last lap, then things would be different, but right here in stage 2, it is not worth it for me. All right, a good run off the corner. Maybe we won't lose quite as much speed here. Thank you to Crafton for pulling down and drafting with us a little bit there. All right, couple more laps in stage 2. All right, let's see what we get.
Careful now, still there.
Can we stay in second? Oh,
Need you to stay on the bottom
really
right here.
needed to be able to
Still
clear
there.
Anderson right there. Unfortunately, he's going to clear us,
Hard on the outside.
and I think he's going to bring Infinger with him.
Still
All right,
there.
let's see if we can't get a good run. Okay, looks like Anderson's getting to
Still there.
the outside of Crafton. That's good for us,
The white flag this time.
because it'll mean Crafton will have to stay on the bottom. If that continues, and yes, it looks like they're going to go into the corner side by side, so that gives us a drafting partner on the bottom. And that's what we're going to need if we're going to have any shot at finishing second here.
Careful, still there.
All right, I'm going to try to side draft these guys on the outside. I don't think there's actually any side draft in the game, but we'll take any opportunity we can get right now. Oh, what's happening? Oh, how did we make it through that? And for some reason, there was no caution to go along with that. So something happened to the leader, Crafton, and boy, was that close. Wow. All right, so we will get a lot of stage points. 9 stage points there. And, of course, Jordan Anderson, a great finish to get him a playoff point as well as the 10 points. So I don't know how long this last stage is. I'm going to go ahead and pit because I think we might need fuel at some point. So we're going to go ahead and might as well do the tires and the fuel. Wow. I tell you what, let's try. If we go with no tires, that might get us a little bit quicker and only 1 can of fuel. Again, I have no idea. Let's see, stage 3 estimate is 31. Estimated fuel after the pits. Okay. So I think we're in good shape here. I decided not to pit. I decided to let the timer just run out.
Be ready?
So I don't know if we're going to make it or not. We might have needed a splash of gas right there, but I'm hoping that we're close enough that we can make it by being down on engine power and maybe running part throttle in the draft, that kind of stuff. We will see. But we got some nice stage points. That was very unexpected and very nice. I will certainly take that. So now it's a game of, can we make it on fuel? Do we have any more cautions?
Car outside. Hold your line here. Hold the
lot going on here, but staying up front, I decided to take that chance. And maybe I can run, like I said, maybe half throttle in the draft and get a better finishing position than going straight to the back. All right, this is making this race really fun, even though we don't have a very strong truck. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And the extra tension of the fuel mileage is only making it more fun for me. All right, so Fontaine looks like he's got a little damage on the left front right there. Unfortunately for us, it's not really hurting his speed. Oh, wow. Self cutting down right in front of me. All right, backing off the throttle there. And so I'm going to try to run about 90% throttle or less as much as I can over the course of the laps. As long as we're single file, I should be able to get by with that for a good portion of the time. And maybe we can get to where we need to be at the end. But if we will stay single file here at the front, I will be very appreciative. But it looks like Self is more interested in taking the lead right now.
Car on the outside now, outside.
So that is going to hurt our ability to get off the gas and stay off the gas. We're going to have to run it wide open for now. Wow, look at Anderson coming through there. Woof. That was close.
Still there. Car outside.
Ouch. Little nudge from somebody there. Asking for a little room.
Still there.
All right, these guys are all going to go to the top and abandon me. Ouch. Another big hit there. Apparently we're 3 wide. I was unaware of, ouch. Okay, we almost got wrecked there. And we're not done. Wow. So very aggressive driving there from someone. Might have been Nemechek. So now we're going to fall back into the pack a little bit. Certainly not what we were hoping for, but partial throttle there, and I'm just going to stay in line here with Rhodes and run partial throttle. So this is going to get very tense, assuming we can make it all the way to the end. We were very close to being put out of this race. Oh, good gracious. 16 trying to get to our inside, and there was simply not room there. So he gave us a little love tap. I expect him to be very strong during the season. Moffitt has had a great season so far. We'll see how he does as the championship gets closer. All right, once again, I'm going to try to stay in line and run as much part throttle as I can.
Careful, still there.
All right, so part throttle all the way through this corner. Back to full throttle off the corner because we don't have the benefit of the draft right now.
Stay low. Still there.
Not a strong one anyway. All right, 22 laps to go. Let's see. It says 21 laps on our status. So this is going to get really close. So we'll get rid of that for now so I don't feel the urge to watch it lap after lap.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Okay, we're only 2 wide, so I can pull up here and conserve a little bit.
Still there.
because it would be great if we could get a top 10 finish out of this. And I don't think we had a shot at that for if we pitted.
Still there. Stay low, stay low. Still there.
So part throttle all the way through the front stretch in the tri-oval. Part throttle here as well. Back to about 90% probably throttle, somewhere in that range, maybe 85.
Still there.
As long as they're not trying to pass me on the inside, I'm going to try to back off this throttle, because we're running great right now. Much better than I thought we had a shot at.
Still there.
So I'm liking my strategy so far. We'll see if I end up coming out of this
Hard on the outside.
smelling like roses, or if I end up being the GOAT for trying to stretch it all the way to the end on fuel. 20 more laps, I believe is what he just said.
Stay low, stay low. Hang tight,
I'm a little bit busy to be looking at displays right now.
Still there.
Oh, okay, a lot of Dyson right here on the back stretch. I'm not trying to pass you, Rhodes. I would like to, actually, but right now it's most important to me to be able to have somebody to draft with. So if you would just stay down here in this bottom groove, I would appreciate it. All right, we'll check on our fuel here again in the next few laps and see if I've managed to save any at all toward our goal, or what's going on. But yeah, I'm trying to go part throttle as much as I can.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, I'm having to go full throttle right now because we don't have the draft in front of us, and I'm trying to maintain position as best I can.
Careful. Still there. Stay low. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Careful now. Still there.
All right, part throttle right now, as we didn't really have anything to gain at that point.
Careful now. Still there.
All right, Anderson, I need you to stay down here on the bottom. That would be great,
Careful. Still there.
because I'm running at about 85% throttle right now.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Still there.
Okay, full throttle through the corners, trying to maintain some speed
Careful. Still there.
as much as I can, and then we're back to part throttle.
Careful. Still there. Car on the outside now. Outside.
Oh, easy there, Rhodes. There wasn't room
Stay
there.
on the bottom right
He
here.
made room.
Careful now. Still there. Careful. Still there.
But overall, the AI's been pretty good. Again, they're always very aggressive in trying to cut you off and take positions and stuff. But overall, it hasn't been too terribly bad. Maybe that's because we have spent a lot of time at the front of the field, maybe. I'll take it either way.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this
All
line here.
right, back off once again on the throttle.
Careful. Still there.
Because if I can stay in this top 5 somewhere, that is beautiful.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Careful now. Still there.
All right, this is not good. On the bottom, there we go. Come on down here,
Careful.
Anderson.
Still there.
Looks like he got blocked.
Outside now. Stay on the bottom here for me. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
So I'm very surprised that we've been able to hang in here in the top 5. I'm very surprised we got the finish we did in the second stage, but we were able to run top 5 there as well, and then had some good luck at the end that we made it through that wreck and got a second place finish. But we were going to get a top 5 regardless.
Careful now, still there.
All right, once again, it would be nice if somebody would pull down in front of us. Thank you. Come on, keep coming. Oh, good gracious, Haley, there is no room there for you. I had a bad feeling he was going to do that, but at the last second I thought, nah, he's not going to do that. He knows there's not room, but sure enough, he did. All right, let's go back to our fuel. 14 to go, 14 laps estimated. We might just make it, maybe. I don't feel good about it because I feel like we might make it, but we might be sputtering. And sputtering is no good.
Still there.
All right, once again, somebody please pull down in front of me, please. Pretty please?
Stay low.
Maybe?
Careful now, still there.
So apparently I'm not asking nice enough
Stay low.
because they are most interested in just staying in line right now. Once again, I'm going to try to back off
Careful, still
the
there.
gas as much as I can. But it is getting very difficult to do that, because these guys are really pressing hard at the end of this race and running some fast laps. And I really wish we were a little bit tighter together. All right, back off to about 90% throttle here. And then full throttle to try to catch back up.
Still there.
And then back out of it again. Just trying to stay in that top 5 area as best I can while conserving fuel. Oh, very nice. I was able to be at about 90% throttle that whole corner. That was good.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Ooh, backed out of it maybe a little bit too much right there. These guys are getting a big run on me.
Still there. Careful now, still there.
All right, again, backing off as much as I'm comfortable backing off in the corners. Then right back to the gas to try to maintain as much momentum as I can. Wow. This is stressful. I love it.
Careful, still there.
Really backing off right here. We had a nice draft off of roads in front of us. All right, full throttle again.
Still there.
Oh, really wish we could clear. We did not.
Clear high, bud.
So we're going to try to stick with roads here.
Stay low. Careful, still there. Still
All right, so at this point, I have to say my guess as to what's about to happen is that we're going to run out of fuel. That's my guess, because as much as I'm trying to save,
Stay low.
I think we're going to start sputtering at the very least.
10 laps to go.
But it's going to be close.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Hang tight there,
I'm still
driver.
hoping to
Hold
pick
this
up a
line.
little bit more fuel
Car there is
before
on the
this thing is
outside.
over.
Outside.
Because at this point, it's all or nothing for me. I could try to get out of the gas even more and fall back to maybe like 15th or 20th, but there's no fun for me in that. I'd rather run out of gas
Got one outside now.
fighting for a top 5 in our very first truck race than to be conservative and finish, 20th or something.
Still there.
Alright, so far so good.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Careful now, still there.
You can see that this is going to be very close at the
Stay on
end
the bottom
on
here for me.
fuel.
Still there. Careful, still
Alright,
there.
tried to pedal it through that corner as well.
Careful, still there.
They got a nice run on me here.
Still there. Still there.
So Jordan Anderson running very well. Certainly better than I expected him to run. Try to get a little side draft, then we'll pull back down to the bottom.
Still there.
So either way, this has been a blast. We've been much more competitive than I thought we could be, which is both good and bad.
Still there.
It's a little bit scary when I think about upgrading our car for the future and what that might do. We're still going to upgrade it though, just not sure how much.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Still there. Careful, still there.
Alright, so 7 laps to go. It's still showing 8 on the estimated fuel, so we're making a little bit of fuel.
Car outside.
We're making it last as long as we can.
Tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Yeah, if you guys haven't tried
Careful now, still there.
this strategy and and doing it this way, then I certainly recommend it, because this is so much fun right now. With the stress of, are we going to make it? Can we stick in the top 5? All these things that we've got to figure out in the next 6 laps.
Careful now, still there.
This is what you race for. This is what this game is all about for me. Taking some chances, having fun with it. Backing really far out of the gas right here.
Still there.
You can see it still showed. Now it finally ticks over to 6 laps
Still there.
remaining, but I think we're going to actually run out of fuel and start, or I say run out, we'll start sputtering, I think. Before we actually show 0 on that. I'm trying to think back to all these tire wear runs I had done at different tracks about when it started sputtering. I can't remember off the top of my head. Basically, I would just do tire wear tests at different tracks by just running it completely out of fuel and using that as a gauge too if there was any actual tire wear. And the answer has been no every time. Alright, I am still running part throttle. Back off a little bit more. And there's 5 laps to go, and it just now clicked over to 5 laps. Wow. Alright, I got to pull down to the bottom now and protect the inside lane. As much as I wanted to just stay in line up there, I really needed to protect as well. Alright, here we go. Gonna back off again. Unfortunately, I can't back off a whole lot because I am getting a lot of pressure from behind. I think that's the 3 truck of Anderson again. I think.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here.
Alright,
Still
gonna
there.
have to go full throttle here because I don't have any draft.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Still there.
Alright, coming to
Outside
3 to
now.
go. So again, backing off the throttle some here. We'll see when the lap counter for estimated fuel drops to 3.
Still there.
All right, I'm still running part throttle.
All right, careful now. Still there.
All right, back to full throttle for a moment.
Still there.
Ouch. Still at 4 laps to go. I like it. So we're managing to save some fuel right here. Now down to 3 laps. Okay, so yeah, we've made some progress on that. I don't know that it'll be enough, but we've certainly made some progress. And we're still running in the top 3. Very exciting stuff.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying this race as much as I am.
Hang tight there, driver.
The tension is real.
4/3.
2 laps to go. Do we have enough fuel to make it?
Still there.
Wow, if we run out of fuel in front of the entire field, it's going to be ugly. I'll try to get out of the way as best I can, but...
Still there.
All right, I was hoping we were clear right there, but I couldn't see anything. He wasn't talking to me.
Outside, outside.
All right, now we're down to estimated fuel of 2 laps to go. So, again, running part throttle has helped,
Still there.
but will it be enough? Because I'm fighting for this top 5.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. All right, let's go. 1 lap. White flag is out.
All right, here we go. Last lap. So we got what we got now.
You're low on fuel, bud.
Yes, we are low on fuel. I prefer you not tell me, though. Just let us go. Just let us go 1 more lap.
Top lane straight here. Use it if you need it.
Oh, I was almost able to get up there. He told me that it was free. All right, come on, make it. Make it.
Got one outside now.
Still showing 2 laps of fuel left. So we got a shot. Now it's down to 1 lap. Oh, little bumping right there. Coming to the checker.
Low on fuel, bud.
Ouch.
I didn't think
Excellent.
that fast.
I love it. That was awesome. 4th place. And I think it started sputtering maybe a little bit coming out of turn 4, but it wasn't a whole lot. They just got us on speed there at the end, but I am thrilled with how well that turned out. Let's go ahead and finish up. That should be some very nice points, and of course, for us, most importantly right now, the money. That should be some nice money. So we'll go from $241, and look at that, $180,000. Yes, please. We got to work on that merchandise payout. We're up to $17. We're going to get there. Look at that. That is awesome. I don't think I could have asked for any better race at Daytona. I don't think I could have asked for anything more. We rolled the dice on fuel and made it. We ended up with the fastest lap, which is very odd. But hey, the wonders of the draft. Sometimes they work in your favor, sometimes they don't. This time they certainly did. Wow, that amount of money is huge for us. $184,000. So now we got some money to spend. We can actually upgrade some equipment. And don't forget, we got the dirt car that's going to be providing us a little bit of money too along the way. And hopefully it won't be more headache than it's worth. All right, let's see what we've got here. It looks like all 4 of these are good messages. I like it. So congrats on your first truck race. Thank you very much. I like it that he's not counting the hot seat offers. I'm not counting them either. The way to make friends is to race like Neil Pittler did at Daytona. Robbie Lines. I'm not familiar with Robbie. But thank you very much for the compliment, Robbie. Justin Haley. Yeah, he cut us off one time. So we could have thrown an insult his way, but of course that is certainly not what we're trying to do here. Ben Rhodes. who had a great finish. All right, excellent. We will certainly take it. And let's see what's up next. All right, so next it's going to be time for the Xtreme Dirt Tour. But we'll hold off on that until our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me for this first very exciting race at Daytona. And as we continue our Making It Fun series in NASCAR Heat 3.